Howdy everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab Five campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Alyssa, Joe, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Yo.
Hola.
Woo.
Jeremy, unfortunately, is not with us. He might be able to join us later on, though, so we'll see. Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with the first of our two sponsors for tonight's show, Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build the perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator tool right in your web browser, which is where we built our tokens for this evening's game. You can build yours today at heroforge.com. Our second sponsor for tonight's show is XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely. You can blur, remove the background entirely, or even put your favorite picture as the background instead, like what most of us do. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM, you can get 10% off of your purchase. That's random with a capital R. You can find our referral link in the show and chat descriptions. Now, last but not least, don't forget that on every other Wednesday, we're playing Sonnet of Blood, a Curse of Strahd campaign. And, starting in June, opposite that, we will be running a brand new Magi Knights Awakening campaign, which we are calling Dreams of Infinity. As always, you can catch up on all of our previous episodes up on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/randomrhapsody, and you can also keep up to date on our schedule and everything we're doing by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. And that's going to do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab Five. And we're back. So when we last left off, the Faab Five had assisted the Erudite Conclave in the cleaning up efforts after the attack on the Revancia branch by the Cult of the Dreamer. As thanks for the team's assistance, not to mention due to their history and experience in dealing with the cult, the team was invited to participate in a special war council between the Conclave leadership, the Druid Groves, and representatives from most of the nations across Loroupa. This meeting was meant to discuss the increasing threat posed by the cult to the rest of the world, as well as the many attacks that happened throughout multiple cities across the world, all seemingly set up to happen at the exact same time. The council was filled with a who's who of Loroupan society, and the squad was surprised to see that they had actually encountered many of these individuals on their journey across the continent. As the council convened, Eloise spotted a group of druids arriving, and she hurried over when she recognized one of them to be an old friend of her and her father's, who was also in attendance. There, she was introduced to a dragonborn druid known as Blashlor Grigg, an archdruid who spoke to her about the grove in Feyweave Hollow, and also about the staff, which he had acquired while she was there fighting that green dragon. Over the course of the meeting, many stood up to speak about the overall cult threat. Tomas Rothen, the halfling senior field researcher, appraised the group of his most recent investigation into the cult in Ranivika and the convent of Jorun. The chief archivist then stepped up next, the archivist of the Revancia branch, who disclosed the fact that both the dream root that the team had acquired at Feyweave Hollow, as well as an item known as the Dream Seed, which was stored at that location, was stolen. Master Ohm himself stood up and declared that the Conclave was calling on the nations of the world to deal with this cult directly, invoking something called the Erudite Accords to compel the major groups to help. In the end, all groups in attendance did agree to assist, though the Druids did bring up an issue in a town called Coltrast, which seemed to be related to the cult. To the team's surprise, Tomas Rothen volunteered to look into the matter himself, volunteering another group of adventurers, a group that the Faab Five had encountered once before in Rowena. And so, Faab Five. When the meeting was complete, your group was approached by Master Ohm, who told you all that he had to continue here, working to organize the logistics of moving troops from their various locations across Loroupa to Weston, where part of the Dwarven army had already gathered after the cult had attacked that village. He requested that your group would meet with him in the morning, when he would be able to give you all a special assignment that he had in mind for you. With that in mind, you all decided to split the party so that Eloise and Liam could meditate while the rest went out into Revancia to pick up supplies. You disguised yourselves as well as you could, Apollyon with his crazy matador get-up.
El Toro Fuerte.
Exactly, El Toro Fuerte. Who, and you all kind of noticed that the city was indeed in a bit of chaos with, people leaving en masse and disappearing, and the guards trying to deal with multiple random attacks of violence. It was fairly easy to move about. So while you are all out and about, finishing up whatever preparations you need to accomplish, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what kind of a relationship do you have with your parents and siblings? And Apollyon, since you're the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Well, I try not to think about that too much. They're all dead. And there was nothing I could do. I was always too weak. But now, I can avenge them and be the strongest our tribe or anyone has ever known.
I like it. Blood from a Stone, how about you?
Well, I mean, my brother, everyone has met. I'd like to think things are good there now. I used to think he was dead. My parents still somewhat disown me because they think my brother is dead, and I have a little sister that I've never met. But the brother thing, that's good. I'm going to actually join him when all this is done, so at least I'm solid in one spot.
Okay. That's always nice. Eloise, how about you? Can't hear you.
There we go. Okay. I love my FR. Everyone here's met him. He's great.
That's true. Vulcan is pretty awesome. Liam, how about you?
Well, grew up in a foster home and never met my parents. I don't hold any ill will to them, but I'd have a few questions for them if I ever did meet them. But like most kids who never really know their siblings, I guess I pick up siblings along the way, and this group right here has been quite a good set of brothers to me. Eloise, however, have different than sibling feelings for her.
That's adorable. Okay, well, Faab Five. Eloise, you've finished your communion with your staff, which has been under the careful observation of Liam from his perch up on the wall of around the Conclave building. As for the rest of you, Blood, Veil, and Apollyon, you're all still out in the city, purchasing things you might need. You all know that going head-to-head against the Cultans and their army is going to be a difficult confrontation, and there won't be many opportunities to resupply before completing your assignment, whatever that might be. Veil, I believe, wanted some life-size dolls or mannequins of some sort, and you were all needing to go to a place to find them, which I believe you said you wanted to do the local sex shop.
Well, that's where you told us we have to go.
I mean, I didn't tell you to
Yeah,
do
let's go.
anything.
Let's see what they have.
Oh, no, that's where that shopkeeper, in your voice, told us where we need to go.
Just a quick question. Did we ever find time to get Veil an eye patch? Or has he been walking around just like bloody socket this whole time?
Oh, no, he's just been walking around with empty... Oh, wait a minute, no. Didn't he say...
No, I thought there was something like...
I thought maybe Blood gave him a piece of scrap or something like that to put around there.
Yeah, I thought it was something like when we were still with the elves, we got something for him.
Yeah, he may have had like a piece of scrap clothing, but he never got like an official eye patch, I don't think.
Yeah, low-key, I honestly don't remember, but when Jeremy comes back, we can ask him.
Well, how about if Apollyon goes off to the tailor and has something specially crafted with my face on it?
Whoa. So you're saying I have to go to the sex shop alone? Because Veil's not here?
Apollyon wants to go to the sex shop.
Oh, shit.
Bring it on.
Alright. So, I mean, the human blood, because he's in a human disguise.
They might have something that would fit you that we could, that instead we could use to cover Veil's eye.
Wait, what? Alright, so you're saying you as in to Veil, right? Not to me. Gotcha. Let's go. I'm not looking forward to this. I mean, the human, since he has cheeks, is blushing now because he doesn't want to fucking go to a sex shop with Veil, let alone Apollyon.
I mean, I don't know how much I would want to go to that sex shop either, but... but I guess that's the direction we're going, so why the hell not? As you're doing that, Blood and Liam, I need the two of you to just roll a D20 for me.
D20?
Yeah, just roll a D20.
And me?
Oh, shit. Let's get that out of the way. That's a 1. Watch this, give me... Oh, wow.
Wow.
A 3.
All right. How many bad guys attack us?
No, the 3 wins, and Liam, the gods seem to be looking down on you with favor right now as you gain anesthetics inspiration. She said to have the two of you do a roll-off.
Thank you for handing that one to me.
That was hilarious.
Guess Cog will just have to heal somebody else next week.
Wow.
Kid Natalie, I love you. Alright, sex shop it is.
Yeah, you know, you go heading out in the direction of the the directions that you were given to the sex shop, which I think we called Trixie's Secret or something like that.
Yeah, it was something secret, yeah.
Yeah, why the hell not? You go in there, and of course it's a tiefling behind the counter. What else would it be?
Is it really a secret if her name's Trixie, though? Like, no one that's ever been named Trixie is, like, good and innocent, right?
Hey, Victoria has kept a secret for many years now.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what Victoria's secret actually is, but why not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, Victoria's secret is that she's a dude.
Ah!
Oh, no!
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
He's
no,
a man who lives in Ohio.
yeah, the owner of the... Yeah.
You heard it here live.
Love it.
I mean, there's a whole... Jax made a whole song about it, literally called Victoria's Secret. I know Victoria's Secret, a man you wouldn't believe. She's an old dude who lives in Ohio, making money off of girls like me.
Love it.
Cashing in my body issues. So on and so forth.
Yeah.
I take your word for it.
How?
Alright.
Okay, y'all are better at social media. How do I know about this song and you don't?
I
It
don't
was
even know
all
who
over
that-
TikTok for like a good long while.
Well, there you go.
It
It's
went
all over
viral.
TikTok.
We're getting severely derailed here. Just go to the sex shop.
Oh, it's fine. I'm good with this. Yeah, Trixie the Tiefling is behind the counter. What are you looking for, boys?
Oh, let's not put it that way as if we're shopping as a group, man.
All right, I got a long list. Okay, first of all, I need a G-strings in a dozen colors, and I need some. Excuse me. I need some new leathers, some new bondage gear. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and also a couple life-size dolls for my friend.
I knew there was a reason I liked Apollyon.
Yeah.
Human blood's just pointed veil like, that's the friend.
Yeah, I imagine Vale would just kind of wave a hand and be like, "Yeah, I need some dolls."
Oblivious to it all.
Oblivious to the whole thing. While Apollyon, you get yourself measured because a G-string has to fit properly.
Oh yeah, around the. Yep, it's got to cover everything.
Yeah.
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 Sorry about that.
It's more like a fire hose hammock, I bet.
Well, you've got to be proportional, guys. Come on now.
Exactly. But
Yeah, that's why I had to do some math when we did the enlarge spell, and I got 200% bigger. I had to do a bunch of math to see what we were going on.
It's like that scene in, I don't remember which Austin Powers it was, where he's got that holding the little hand with the apple sticking out there through the little curtain you can see.
Mhm.
That's what it looks like, right?
Something like that.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
But yeah, Apollyon, you get fitted for some G-strings. There's plenty of leathers and stuff of that nature that you can peruse. They have it's a magical society, so they probably have all sorts of random bullshit there.
Oh yeah, I'm going wild. I'm getting like a whole bag of like BDSM gear and stuff, and I'm gonna ask if she has an extra bag of holding
Oh, shit.
for all this. I'm gonna get decked out.
Your
I want a couple
vibes.
extra outfits so I really like this disguise thing we got going on, guys. So like I'm gonna pick out a couple outfits so I can fit into some different places,
Do they have like actual clothes so we can buy Liam stuff here too?
I mean,
Yeah, does this place have clothes?
Have Liam walking around in like the skimpiest sex gear possible?
so yes, technically, sex shops do sell clothes. They sell men's clothes too. It's usually flashy or stuff like that. Or you could find him some high bottoms or something like that.
Assless chaps.
Assless chaps, definitely.
Now we'll get him actual clothes.
It'll be like that scene from Dodgeball. You open up the box and it's just all straps and leathers and ball gags.
Hey, we'll get actual clothes, or we'll just make that, hey, we went and got him clothes. But human blood would ask us. Now, there is a member of our group, young man, monk sort. He's in his mid-20s, I think, guys, right? 20s, maybe early 30s, I don't know. Humans are hard to tell sometimes. I mean, we are hard to tell sometimes, knowing that he is looking like a human.
Roll deception.
Well, I got good on that. Yeah, if he does more, he'll just say, like, yeah, I'm not... he says, you know what? I'm not a human. I just look like one. But
blood rolling great tonight.
Sure, honey. Whatever you say. That
no,
I don't judge.
He'll drop the disguise. He's just like, boom, yeah, whatever. It's like we have to hide from people in town. Anyway, he has met a young lady of the Dragonborn sort, but he has professed that he is unknown in the ways of a woman. Is there anything we might be able to get to help him along the way that may also be, I don't know, fucking hilarious for the rest of us?
She just gives you that big tiefling grin where the canines are poking out, and there's just that twinkle in her bright yellow eyes, and she says, "You come right this way." And she's gonna lead you into one of the side areas where there's plenty of very well illustrated books, books describing the method of interspecies relationships and things like that, all with, the whole diagrams and step-by-step instructions, and like I said, very well illustrated. And she tells you this. It's a little pricey, but for 35 gold, this would definitely help your friend out.
Oh, that's not pricey at all, my dear. Trust me. I'll pay that all day. This is going to be good.
We're rich.
That's not important, my friend. But yes, you have a sale on they'll pay, see the one that's not too gaudy, but it's gaudy enough. And,
yeah.
He's like, Liam's skin is going to match his hair as soon as he starts looking through, when he gets all embarrassed. So
now you have a copy of the Dracana Sutra.
I almost spit up my drink. That's so good.
Yeah, thank God I didn't have beer in my mouth, because that shit would have been all over my computer.
Oh my God, Matt!
He's like, I'll find a way. He's like, I'll slip it into his bag with a little note that says, it's like, from Trixie with love. She's like, figured you might need this, buddy. And then I'm going to get him a nice bottle of wine too. Not whiskey. We're going wine. We're going to be classy with this.
There's a liquor store right across the street. Why not?
Yes, ma'am.
Back to Apollyon. You asked specifically a bag of holding. They do have one. I rolled for it, and it's $4,000.
I'll buy that, and I'm gonna buy 10 slave outfits that are like shackles, collars, and like a really basic leather underwear type situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Zipper mask included.
Yep. Zipper mask and all the leashes. Yeah, leashes, manacles, collars.
Realistically speaking, other than magical items, things don't cost a hell of a lot. I'm going to say 15 gold per costume. That's a very expensive costume for your average run-of-the-mill commoner, but for y'all, cheap as hell. So in various sizes, you can get 10 BDSM outfits, 15 gold each, 150 gold. Your G-strings, probably a gold a piece. Those are pretty damn pricey. They're very well-crafted G-strings. So however many you wanted.
Yeah, let's just get 10 of those. different color, a variety.
Yeah.
One for every occasion.
Absolutely. 10 extra gold there.
I hope these are for Biscuit, maybe? Who are these for?
Oh, I am beyond Biscuit, baby.
Other than that, just you tell me how much gold you're wanting to spend on this, and you can get quite a bit of whatever.
All right, I already subtracted 4160.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's all I need at the moment. Oh, one more thing. What can you tell me about this? And I slapped down on the counter the paperback homoerotica that I stole from Grovagar 2 years ago in real life.
Okay, I'm gonna have what kind of information are you looking for? She kind of what do you want to know about it?
Where is it made? Like, is this a common smut magazine that you can get anywhere, or
okay,
where would this have been made?
She's gonna pick it up and examine it. I rolled a 19. She picks it up and starts going through it and looks at the back of it. Let's see here.
What I'm trying to find out is where Grovagar is originally from, maybe, or where he would have got this.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where it is. I'm having to go back to notes from literally 2 years ago.
Yeah,
oh my god. Did you actually have more details on this?
I think he was hundreds of years old, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'm probably, so that's what I'm saying. Is this some old-timey shit, or is this the common smut magazine of the times?
You never know, maybe he wrote it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Well, it's got pictures and stuff too, right? I can't remember what the full description. On my character sheet, it just says paperback homoerotica.
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. At the sex store, finding out lots of shit.
So she picks it up, begins looking through it, and yeah, it is just a book of homoerotica. Lots of pictures, very little words to it, but a little phrase per page describing the scene. It's not a lot, but as she looks it over, she says, this is a very interesting piece. It's 50, 60 years old at least. Where'd you come by this?
An old friend passed it down to me.
Interesting. Well, I can tell you that it was printed in Randold Keep, which is in here in the Kingdom of Hyrulean.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy your items. And then she looks at Veil and Blood and says, I hope the two of you enjoy them as well.
I have no idea where his sex slave shit is going. This is just him. If you knew him, trust me, you'd have questions too. But he does need his... Now, there are 4 spells, he's told me. He's just gonna kind of do the little figures. He goes, but he needs 3 life-size mannequins or dolls, something for a spell. And they're worth. It is 3, right? One at 3.
Yeah. Let me look. I'm pulling up his sheet now to see exactly what it was he needed.
Because I believe he wanted 3 of them, but
yeah, he did. He bought enough Quicksilver for 3.
Yeah.
Okay, create Magden, a vial of Quicksilver with 500 gold, and a life-size human doll, both of which the spell consumes, and an intricate crystal rod worth at least 1,500 gold piece that is not consumed. Jesus.
I think it's yeah.
So he's pegging these dolls to make them.
I guess
make them come alive. Okay, why not? Yeah. So
I'm sure the Sexter will have ones where that's that can be done.
Probably. We're gonna say that each one cost 45 gold pieces. But she has a life-size mannequin made out of I don't know what a sex doll would be made of in medieval fantasy world, but yes, that's what it's made out of.
Probably sheepskin.
Does it have this look on its face? With the open mouth, that kind of sex? Is that what we're looking at here?
Sure, why not?
I hope it doesn't fuck up the face of his future creature.
I hope it does.
I know he was completely out of gold, so it's what he said, 45 apiece.
Yeah, he has 735 gold left on his sheet.
Right. He might have needed that for something, so Blood will get it. It's only 135.
Yep, 135 gold. Go ahead and take that off your sheet.
And then I guess, hey, Apollyon, can you fit these in your new bag there, buddy?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Throw it in there.
Well, Veil.
If you guys want me to carry anything, I can put it.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, he'll toss him in there then.
Yeah, if you guys even want to store your bags in my bag, go ahead.
No. Even I know that's a bad idea, and I'm not magic-y. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I love the taste of pineapple.
That was very random. Yeah, we'll just go to the liquor store, and then I guess we do have to find an actual tailor for Liam's clothes. We can just say we roll that and give it to her. If you want, we can actually go get it, or...
No,
that seems like it's unimportant. Yeah,
not taking too long. You can find a liquor store. Wine doesn't cost a whole lot. So, how much are you looking to spend on a?
He's wanting to get the high quality shit. So, he's willing to go as much as 30 to 40 gold per bottle. That seems minimum, but he can go even higher if you need him to.
No, I think 40 gold is a pretty good price for a very nice bottle of wine.
Yeah. And he'll just kind of put a little bow on it and put that note on there. It's like from Trixie. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna end up slide a hand in that Liam's bag later.
Okay.
And I know he thinks that blind sense is gonna help him. It ain't gonna help shit.
Not with your sleight of hand, no.
But after that, you can find a tailor nearby and buy a few outfits for a Liam. Liam, why don't you just take a moment and describe for us the outfits that Blood gets for you?
Let's see. I said 5 outfits, or 7, or something like that.
Different colored dragons on the back, I think.
We'll do 10 outfits. We'll do like 2 cream, 2 black, 2 blue, 2 red, and 2 green, and they all have the same dragon pattern in stitching on the back and on the sleeves and stuff like that. So, and it's, I don't know, nice looking. Not cheap garment. We're good adventurers now, so we can afford to look good now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
nothing too fancy. I guess a couple pairs of pants also.
If that's something they need to pick up, like in the morning, let them know.
If you're not buying custom stuff, just stuff in his size that's on the rack, you can just get it and go. If you're wanting the embroidered stuff with a little extra detail work, you pick it up in the morning. Not too difficult.
Yeah, that I get. He get the pants and whatever else stuff that he can get. Like he'll get that tonight, but then he'll say it's like you go back for your pickup order in the morning.
Sure, I'm sure one of those will have Apollyon's face on the back of it or something
oh
like
my
that.
God! Shit, I didn't think about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, Apollyon. I'm sure you can ask for some custom things to be added there as well if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, is that the tailor?
Yeah,
yeah.
The tailor.
So
Yeah,
that's actually Liam's bad. He asked for a dragon on the back. He didn't specify not Apollyon the dragon.
Oh shit!
So there's a loophole there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him put put my name on all of the slave hoods. And
Oh my god!
yeah, an eye patch for Veil.
That's for Veil.
You know what? If they say they can't do the pictures all that well, I'm gonna just say they can just put Apollyon as the best.
Apollyon is the best on the eye patch.
Yeah, just stitched on there.
Yeah, they can get that done and
You
pick
you
that
gotta
up
remember,
tomorrow.
Vale is with us. Is he gonna? Would he allow that?
Does anybody think Veil would actually care enough to stop it?
Unfortunately, when you're not here, you can't stop it.
All right, I tried, Jeremy. I tried.
Or we could just get we could just get Faab Five. Yeah, see, Veil could be like a walking advertisement for our group.
Yeah, but
Maybe more people would be calling on our services.
he's a little more stealthy than the rest of y'all, so he actually listens when Blood tells him, "Don't scream your fucking name everywhere we go." So don't turn him against him.
I admit that was not the best idea before, but now we're powerful. I say let them come at us.
I would say that Veil is probably reading his spell book right now and isn't paying attention to what's going on at all.
Yeah, that's great. That's whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, basically.
Tried, buddy. I tried. All right, yeah. How much would I guess all of the outfits and?
For that many outfits, it's not a ton of work. Let's call it 50 gold for that. For Apollyon, for the embroidery work and the eye patch, honestly, probably 15 gold.
I can get that, buddy.
Cool.
All right, yeah, and we're heading back.
Okay. Well, you head back to the Erudite Conclave. As you're doing so, go ahead and give me perception checks.
It's a little better. 22.
12.
I guess if you want to do one for Vale.
I am. He rolled a 5.
Yeah.
He's looking down at his spellbook.
He was looking down at the spellbook the whole time. So yeah, as the three of you are walking through the streets, heading back to the Conclave, Vale has got his nose in his book, not really even paying attention, just preparing for what he plans to do next. Apollyon, you're just excited because of all the things that you've gotten, and so you're not really paying a whole lot of attention. But Blood, you definitely are. It's getting closer to the evening at this point, and you can't help but notice just how empty and quiet the city streets are. There's a lot less people out right now, like barely any. Windows seem to be shuttered, doors seem to be closed, where you would expect like laughter or music from the inns as you pass them. They're quiet and somber. You can definitely hear like muttering and talking and things like that, like people having lots and lots of discussions. But there isn't the joy, there isn't the revelry that you would come to expect from an evening in a big city like this. It's very eerie.
Is there... I guess being that it's so quiet, he's going to start listening for things like, you know, if he can, like footsteps, or he's going to start, you know, peeking around corners, see if he can see anybody out that's paying attention to them. Since there's no one on the streets, he's looking for the littlest sounds he can. And if anybody is, like, if he could see anybody peeking around corners and shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be, I guess, another perception or investigation?
No, we're still just going to be going with that 22. And no, like, occasionally you'll see somebody out on the street, And you can definitely tell they're looking you up and down like almost the same way you're looking them up and down. Distrustful. Worried. They hurry in on their way just as you do yours, and it's you don't see anybody like really following you or trying to hunt you down. It's more of a vibe of
everyone's hiding.
Everyone's worried and shut up indoors and keeping to themselves.
Does he see any of the street urchins, any of the Thieves Guild kids that he would have seen before? Are they out and about, or are they hiding too?
You haven't seen any.
Alright, that's unusual. I guess there's no pockets to pick. There's not going to be any kids out to do it. I mean, how close to the Conclave are we now?
Probably halfway, maybe more or so.
And he's just going to kind of quietly say to Apollyon, he's like, Apollyon, keep talking like you're normally doing right now. But if I give you the word, I want you to grab Veil and take to the sky as quick as you can to get to the Conclave. It's too quiet out here. It's too quiet, and I'm not trusting that something's not going to happen.
Too quiet? What, you need me to make a ruckus?
Not
I'm good
exactly,
at that.
But that, you know what? I guess that would be normal for you. But if I say so, you do it. You go. I'll be fine.
All right, I guess.
With Apollyon making a ruckus, that does draw some more attention. Occasionally a window would be open to look out. But even then, those eyes that are looking out, mistrustful and scared. More like, what the hell is this loud noise going on outside? That sort of thing. Now, while that's been going on, Eloise and Liam, the two of you did finish your time of meditating, and Eloise, you've had a little bit of time to come to terms with the staff that you now have in your hands. While you're waiting for your friends to return, are you doing anything else in the Conclave? It's okay to just say no, that you're just waiting for them to return.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to wait for them to return. I was thinking of using the second sending scroll to message Vulcan, but maybe I'll save it in case of an emergency, and I'll ask Veil if he'll do a sending, and I'll pay him.
Okay. Liam, anything for you?
Nothing too much. He had a drink of whiskey while he was up there, and then he jumped off the bridge and collapsed it while he was falling down in midair. Did a kind of cool thing, and once he saw the tree shrink back down, I guess he'd ask Eloise if everything's alright. Did anything change?
And I'm just gonna hold up my staff and be like, Desi is so awesome!
Right, yeah, you've said that before.
Speaking of which, Eloise, once the tree shrinks down back into the staff, does it look any different?
Oh god. Yeah, I think that,
Give us a before and after here.
Well, I think before it was just kind of, nothing too showy. It was fairly plain, and then kind of had, it was almost like gnarled roots at the top, and it kind of clasped, I don't even know, some form of crystal or something. But now it's got almost like that gnarled root knot that's holding the crystal has almost bloomed, and it's more floral, and it's got this pattern of, you're not really sure if it's it was carved or if it's something that it's almost like it's naturally has formed like a bark, but it's in the pattern of like vines and thorns and different things that it's kind of covering it in. And it's got like, unlike, well, you know how bark has like different variances in like the browns? This one almost goes from like browns to like deep greens.
Oh, it looks quite different. Is that for you? He did that for you? Desi did?
Mm-hmm. They said that it seemed like I needed more help, and so, ta-da!
Well, I think he's right. I don't think I've been giving Desi enough credit. That's rather impressive.
Indeed. Well, you return to the Conclave. Make yourselves some space to sit in. You certainly have like the barracks and that sort of thing. Eventually, your friends return. It's getting rather late in the evening, but you have time to regroup and talk about all your purchases and everything else that's happened. So you meet up once again down in one of the lower barracks in the Conclave. Most of the monks seem to be crazy busy. There's been quite a few people have died since then, so those you do see look frantic and hurried, running around with stacks of papers, books, just sometimes with an air of, oh fuck, I need to get moving. So things are kind of crazy here at the Conclave. But you're able to meet up once again in pretty much an empty barracks apart from your group. So what do you do?
I guess Blood would give him at least his pants, and I don't know if there's anything else we could have grabbed besides, but he'd tell the custom stuff you got to pick up in the morning, because they had to do your dragon embroidery stuff special, so you can get that tomorrow.
Excellent, makes sense. How much do I owe you?
Oh, don't. It was part of all the funds we had from the bet, and then all the platinum and stuff. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Sweet, excellent. Forget, did they get any new like obvious gear?
Well, I don't know. Is Apollyon wearing any of his gimp gear?
No, that's not for me. That's for the slaves.
What slaves?
Well, I haven't got them yet, obviously.
I don't think there's anything that's going to be obvious. No.
Oh yeah, you know what? I will be wearing one of the fancy G-strings. I'll turn around and show them that.
Shit.
It's all glittery. It's like glittery and blue, like bluish turquoise.
In this case,
usual.
In this case, it's glittery in all the wrong places for our sakes.
Are we all together at this point?
Yeah, you're all together at this point.
I admire Apollyon's glittery G-string and just be like, oh, that is so amazing! How did they get the fabric to be like that?
Hope.
Magic, probably.
I think Hope had something to do with it. Yeah, then I guess he'd pass out because he's got all of those potions and stuff as well that we picked up. Which I mean, I put them on a list. So yeah, I mean, we got a shitload of graders, some moderates, and a bunch more lessers. And so he'd let them have some if they needed them. Let Eloise check out the cockatrice venom if she was interested in it. You know, if that's something she'd want to dabble in at some point. Well, I guess we'd have to milk a cockatrice, and I don't know if that doesn't seem like a very fun proposition.
We could try seeing if I can figure out how to talk to it and see if they'd be, open to that.
It wouldn't.
Consent is so important to cockatrices.
Definitely.
And Damn it. Call me off guard there. And then he just says, like, oh, and Vale's got an eye patch he's got to pick up in the morning, too.
Vale is in the corner, sitting there reading his book, not paying attention at all.
And we got his dolls. Very weird. But we got his dolls. So.
Okay.
And I guess Blood would pick a moment, wait till people are a little distracted, they're talking, maybe everybody's looking at her staff. And he's going to just kind of sit near Liam's gear, and he's just going to quick put the book and the wine in the bag.
Yeah. What is your passive perception, Liam?
15.
20.
I think he'd have to roll like a 1 for anything.
My sleight of hand is a plus 20.
Yeah.
Plus 20. Let's just see what you roll.
But a crit fail's a crit fail, buddy.
That's insane!
I mean, that's when the bottle of wine clinks on something.
Oh, shit!
God damn it.
That's a 40.
Just phases right through. It doesn't even, like, just from one thing to another. It never makes an appearance.
Biggest roll we've seen. Love it.
That's ridiculous, but at some
and
point...
it's for the dumbest thing ever.
Blood reverses time and slips into Liam's bag. That's amazing, dude.
It's those gloves, man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
They only give you a +5. Where's the other 15 coming from?
He's got expertise in it, and he's got a 5 dex, so then he has 5 proficiency, 10 for his expertise, and then 5 from the gloves of thievery.
That's just broken.
He's a naughty little boy.
Hey, as long as he can't attack with that, then, like, it's not broken. It's fine.
You never know. I could sleight of hand. Well, if we had explosive devices in this world.
Oh.
Sad panda.
I gotta start not just stealing, pickpocketing. I gotta pocket a lot of people and just start grabbing random shit and put in people's pockets. I have been doing that.
Well, your evening winds on.
Eloise would be your lookout for that. Oh my god, you fly that idea by her. Oh, she's in.
God.
That's a side campaign right there.
It's taking something from 2 people's pockets and switching them. Oh.
Get them to fight over it.
God.
Anyway.
Evening rolls on. You all end up getting a long rest. And it is the start of a new day. You wake up bright and early down in the, in the barracks of the Conclave. And start your day. So, you do have a meeting with Master Ohm and that sort of thing at 9 o'clock, but other than that, is there any preparations you want to do before then?
Picking up my personalized gear, but that I don't really have any other preparations.
Okay.
I mean, I would have liked before getting a long rest to have Vale do a sending to my dad.
Okay. Let me see. He does not have it prepared.
Of course not. That's fine.
He did not have it prepared, but I can say that he prepared it the next day.
Nah, I don't want to mess with his spells without him here.
That's fair. Okay.
You could always ask him if he would have later on. He can retro that if he wants to.
Yeah, absolutely. Or
probably have somebody in the Conclave.
Yeah, I mean that you have another sending scroll that you could have used when Vale told you that he didn't have it prepared.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to keep that scroll in case of emergency, and then, it's okay. It's nothing urgent.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, you have your long rest, and you go and pick up the stuff that you had commissioned. That they had a ton of workers working all night long to get it done. After that, you return to the Conclave and meet with Master Ohm. He has a small little office that kind of got set to the side for him. He doesn't actively, work at this branch, but they set him aside a small office to work out of, and you find it filled with papers and maps and things of that nature. There's been a gigantic map that's been spread out on the wall and tacked to it that shows pins with little paper flags that have different symbols. You kind of get the idea that these are troop positions and things of that nature. He sees you as you're all brought in by his secretary, a woman who you've met many times named Gracie. And he says, welcome. Come on in, gentlemen, lady. Have a seat. You're going to have to forgive me. I don't have a ton of time today. I have a lot of things to get through, but it's good to see you all.
I'm just gonna look over at Blood, and I'll be like, "See, he's known me for a while. He still thinks I'm a lady."
Well, I would call you a lady too. I mean, it's just good manners.
No. I lose it laughing.
Blood's just laughing. He's like, I get what she's going at, but he's like, no, it's manners. I mean, you know what? You're right. It is funny. He's just gonna let it go. He's not gonna burst her bubble that it's not funny, but that it's just he's being a good person. It's what Tomas says. He's a good guy.
Master Ohm.
He's just treating you with respect. So.
Well, you all find your seats, and Ohm says to you, well, you heard what was discussed yesterday at the War Council. We are bringing in as many troops as we can to face off against this cult army. As of right now, the army seems to be camped at the foot of the Umbra Spire, directly south of, or a little southeast of Revancia itself. Now, due to where it's placed, and unfortunately, we can't just mass teleport circle or teleport via plants to get an army there. The closest we can get them is on the other side of the river, not far from Revancia, and they'll have to march the rest of the way.
I wish this was a conversation we would have had yesterday. I could have prepared Windwalk.
Well, we can go to that secret.
Windwalk's still not gonna transfer an entire army.
Yeah.
But once we get close, I could Windwalk us the rest of the way.
I mean, we could all transport to that secret Conclave base, and I mean it's closer. Or if Miratona or Vesperian, if we get to one of those places, I mean.
Well, we're speaking about the army right now. That's a separate conversation. But I just was speaking offhand.
Gotcha.
To be honest, the task I have for your group is similar but different. Miss Brightcrystal, as you say, preparing Windwalk might have helped you out based on what I'm wanting you to do. The issue is, like I said, the army itself has to be dealt with, but to do that we have to move a lot of troops, and it's going to take time for that army to arrive. Right now they're congregating in Weston, and will be teleported via plants from there to the other side of the river, just short of Ranivika, and then they'll be starting to march south from there. And we know, based on the calculations from Korin Hassan, that we have about 5 days before the completion of this ritual, which, for all we know, has already begun. So time is of the essence. And with that in mind, I come to your group. Your team has shown a good degree of skill in infiltration, disruption, chaos.
Oh yeah, Chaos is my middle name.
That's the stuff I'm good at.
Thought it was Albert. He's just throwing a random name out there. I thought your middle name was Albert, but no, never mind. He didn't go along with the joke, so it's dead.
Oh.
He was just fucking around. I was. Anyway.
Ohm just stops and looks at you like confused. That's not according to what I have down in my records, but anyway. No, so the disruption is exactly what I have in mind for your group. While the main army is being teleported and is marching towards the cult, we want your group to sneak into the Umbra Spire ahead. Disrupt this ritual however possible. Keep it from being completed while the Loroupan armies have time to go and face the army directly.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that. How are we getting there?
Well, that is a discussion that needs to be had. As Miss Brightcrystal said, having the Windwalk spell would be extremely useful. Do you have any sort of resources apart from that could get you to there quickly? He pulls out. He pulls out the map, which I'm going to pop up for you all here real quick, as soon as I can find it. There you go. So, looking at the map there, Ranivika Keep, that's the closest that the army will be able to get to. Now, it's a 2-day march from there to the outer spires of the Umbra Spire. Now, there is, as you say, the teleportation circle that's in the hidden outpost in the Margarden Federation, but even from there, it would be about a 2 days march to the Umbra Spire itself.
I don't suppose you and Vulcan ever got anywhere near that mountain range on your travels, Eloise, did you? To see trees that might be around there?
Well, like I said, there aren't trees large enough to use teleport via plants anywhere closer than Ranivika.
I mean, I've been to that mountain, at least at the base of it, many times, just living in the Federation, but I've never gone up it. Unless you got some other way to get us there quickly. I mean, maybe we wait till tomorrow and I guess go to that secret place and hang out for the night and then leave in the morning when you can prepare that spell?
I mean, we could leave with the armies, and then that way we're closer, and then tomorrow I can prepare that spell, and we'll get there before them. And then hopefully not so far before them that we have to keep the cultists busy for like a day and a half.
Well, if you want to just travel to Weston and wait there for a day and then use your windwalking spell to get there faster from there, that would certainly be an option.
Weston's even further away, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's north of Ranivika, on the other side of the river.
Yeah,
in
north of
Moran,
Laverin, yeah.
in Darwin. Yeah, the Darwin Empire. So it would be a farther journey still. The teleport, the hidden outpost is closer.
Would we be able to jump to Ranivika and then go from there?
I mean, I could. I mean, it's going to be adding a lot of time to our travel, but I could get us to Feyweave Hollow. That's closer, ish, and then
it's not. Well, I mean,
that's
it's
just
close-ish.
north of like Ranivika and Corintha.
Northwest of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have an individual in Ranivika. He is a wizard who has a teleportation circle in his home. He's a friend of the Conclave, though not an actual member. He was actually at the War Council yesterday. He has agreed to allow us to use his teleportation circle if we need to get into the city.
Perfect.
Sending an army there itself would be complicated. So there are several locations that you can teleport to, and then the next day travel via your windwalk spell to arrive. It sounds like you need at least a day to make this happen, no matter where you go. So wherever you travel to, ultimately doesn't matter too much.
No.
Well, that works out perfectly. If we can hop a ride on his circle, we can leave from there tomorrow.
Just out of curiosity, should everything fail, do we have something in place if they succeed with their ritual?
I mean, he kind of gives you a sour look at that, and I will say that you're not the only group of operatives we're sending in to try to disrupt this ritual.
I mean, if you asked me 2 days ago if I could disrupt any ritual anywhere, I'd say sure, no problem. But I also would have said that this cult couldn't simultaneously attack as many places as it did all at once. So, I mean, they've been surprising us with their ability to plan ahead. We've always been a step behind, more so than we'd like to admit.
Well, if you have any suggestions, I'm certainly open to hearing them.
I think hopping a ride on his circle and then leave it in the morning. That's our quickest bet.
Do we even know what they're trying to do with this? Whatever it is that they're trying to do?
Bring back the dreamer.
Yeah, but do we have any idea what the dreamer is? Who the dreamer is? Why they want to bring it back?
It's bad?
Very, very bad. The calamity happened because of him. We went underground for, 5,000 years?
The desolation after the destruction of the Dreaming Tree is what forced all of the races of Loroupa underground for millennia. That is true. The ancient stories speak of a being of immense power that ruled over this land, and the peoples of the world rose up in revolt and fought against them. And during that time, 5 heroes emerged and stood for the people, rallied them for one great final assault, and assaulted the Dreaming Tree to enter the Dream Dimension and defeat the Dreamer, who ruled as a tyrant over all of the world.
Wait, so the dreamer wasn't even here the first time around?
Some believe that the Dreamer is the being that brought mortals to this realm in the first place. Others believe that the 5 prime races grew here first, and then the dreaming tree brought the dreamer. There's no way to know for certain. It was far too long ago, and not many documents remain from that time.
What? You remember when we were fighting the Dream Witness, and she was, I guess it might be more appropriate, was trying to entice us with the thing we want most, our darkest desires. That's what it's doing for these people. It is telling these people it will give them what they want, and that is why they're doing it. Greed and deception and darkness and just desperation will do. Those are very powerful motivators.
I agree. We need to save the idiots from themselves.
Hey, it's not just idiots. I mean, it turns good people dark. Desperation is a very, very powerful tool.
Okay, do we know anything about the, I guess, ceremony? That they're...
Not much, but a little bit. Thanks to Tomas Rothen, we have gotten fragments of the blueprint and the ritual computations, which were hidden, we believe, by the enchanter who is working on the project, your Mitchell. We know that the ritual itself involves both an arcane structure, a device, which somehow employs both 5 roots and 2 of the dream seeds. How it specifically works, we don't know. We only found fragments of it. But we do know that the ritual uses both, or multiple forms of magic, including chronomantic magic, nature-based magic, and necrotic magic, which is inherent in the dream roots themselves. The chronomantic and the necrotic in the roots, and nature and necrotic in the seeds. How these work together, we're not entirely sure. Unfortunately, we were unable to get more than scraps of information. But we do know that their ultimate goal is to return this dreamer, who was said to have been defeated in the dream realm before the dreaming tree was destroyed. When the dreaming tree was destroyed, it removed the gateway to the dream realm from this world. It also limited our connection to multiple other planes of existence.
But the 5 heroes, they went in after the dreamer through the tree, right?
Yes, they did. And those were the last to enter the dream dimension.
Is there any possibility that instead of bringing the dreamer back, it would bring the 5 heroes back if they had defeated him?
That is an excellent question.
It was a long time ago. They might be dead by now.
I mean, it depends on the type of heroes.
Or maybe they're gods now. I don't know.
If they have the ability to defeat something like the Dreamer, who knows? The time could corrupt them, and then we'd have 5 evils. Who the hell knows? Nothing good can come from this.
But what we do know is that the only way to retrieve this dreamer from the dream dimension is to return the dreaming tree, which is what we assume they're attempting to do underneath the remains of the dreaming tree, the Umbra Spire. As you kind of all sit there thinking about this for a little bit, Ohm walks over to a side table, and there's a small iron-bound chest on it. He unlocks it, opens it up, and brings out a small item wrapped in cloth. He brings it over to the table and unwraps it, and it's a tablet, a stone tablet, a fraction of one, just little more than a piece about the size of his hand. And to one side you can see what appears to be like the edge of a door, gilded and finely carved, which you've seen before. You've seen on the amulets that the dreamers all wear. The giant tree with a door that's open with that sideways eye looking through it. On the side of the door, there is inscription on it, but it's, an ancient language. It's not one that any of you recognize. But Ohm sets it down on the table in front of you, and he says, "This is one of the few remaining fragments that we've been able to find that actually show the dreaming tree depicted, or a part of it at least." In the writing in it, we've had many years to decipher. Most of it is meaningless, but there is a fragment that we believe is a prophecy, perhaps, or some form of symbology, something that made sense to these ancient people as they carved this. It says, and he points to it, it says, 5 must enter and 5 return. The nightmare child is theirs to spurn. With burning blade and bow of cold, spear of light and nature's fold, must brave the tempest of its hate, and cast the bones for all of our fate.
Bow of cold, you say?
What it means is up for interpretation.
I mean, a few of those things kind of seem to... I mean, do we have some items that do exactly that? A little weird.
Hey, let's all hold our items together in the center of the table.
I don't think that's how it's gonna work, buddy. But yeah, sure.
What do you think to this, Master Ohm? I'll activate the lightning on my trident.
We're not a GoBot, buddy.
You pull out your trident and light it up, and electricity crackles along the tines of the trident. And he says, "That is very impressive. What is that called?"
This is my Trident of the Deep.
I have read about that before. A legendary item made in a ancient age. Perhaps even the age of dreaming itself.
I mean, Blood would kind of like sheepishly lay his bow on the table and be like, "Technically, I guess this is a bow of cold."
He kind of looks at that one over as well, and he says, "Another legendary item and one of great power. Probably why your group has been able to survive as long as it has."
Yeah, perhaps.
It's not because we're smart, I'll tell you that.
Well, let's not sell ourselves short, buddy, okay?
Yeah, Veil from his corner, he'd be like, "I've begged to differ."
No, you're very smart, buddy. Don't sell yourself short. I don't want to seem like the asshole that's calling it out, but I mean, a lot of those things correspond to us, saying 5 go in, 5... I mean...
Hey, but we're not the only group of 5 in the world. I mean,
I know.
That could just be coincidence.
I'm hoping. Well, I mean, I would love to be able to want to stop this, but...
But it also says 5 go in.
Well, five.
return, but it doesn't say that the same 5 return.
Well, no. I mean, the odds are this whole time, any one of us could die at any time.
Right, but I think the point of our mission is to stop the portal from being opened in the first place.
Well, I mean, if we have to go through to spurn the child, it was, so maybe if it opens, we have to go in.
Well, the roots are magical and not going to be destroyed easily. What do we know? We don't know if the mechanism is. I suppose it is, though, if it's interacting with magical, so... We know it's going to be well guarded.
We do know there is a device. There is a device that corresponds with this ritual. So, if you can destroy that, that might that might stop the ritual. If you can kill the people who are doing it, that might disrupt the ritual. There's a lot of ways to do it, I suppose.
One of my favorites, blood from a distance. Anyone who looks like they're chanting something important, just put one right through their throat.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah, just do that to everybody, too.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can... I can do it to at least a few.
I'm down to kill them all.
Right, Paula, you got that Aarakocra to work about.
That's right. We'll have an amazing epic sky battle.
Right, the Birdman.
Oh, Lord. Was there anything else you had to let us know before we're going to take off here?
Quite a few things, actually.
All right, well, let's get on.
He does have another map to show you. This is what we've been able to determine about the cult army placement around the Umbra Spire. He unrolls this map and kind of puts some weights on it for you all to see. And you can see, this is a very badly drawn version of a giant single spire mountain looking down on it, but you get the idea. The pink circle in the front is the cultist army. It's camped right at the edge of the Umbra Spire there. There are quite a few battalions in it. Each of these squares represents about 1,000 or more men. Below that, there is a pass that you can see on either side. It's ringed with a blue square. Those are the fortified walls that are between the cult and the mountain itself. Ohm tells you it appears that they've brought in stone, most likely from Lavarin, and have very quickly built up fortifications along this pass here, which is where we believe the tunnel to the center of the Umbra Spire is. Unfortunately, our scrying is not showing us anything inside the mountain itself. But the green X on the map here is where we believe the tunnel into the mountain is. This point here, and he points to that little red dot, is also an area that is shielded from our scrying. We can see that it is a brick building, single story, no more 2, maybe 3 rooms at most. It's not very big. We think this perhaps could be a command bunker or something, perhaps where their leadership is. Now these X's around the sides of it, these here are these are watchtowers. These are areas where the cult has built up small towers of wood and stone, and have a small camp of no more than 30 to 40 around it. These are watch posts looking for advancing armies from any direction.
Those could be interesting.
Your mission is to sneak through either the army itself, climb up, go around the side, however you choose to, but you get to this tunnel. Make your way in. If you can report back on anything, do so. We assume the ritual is somewhere in the mountain itself. And that tunnel is the only one that we've been able to determine exists.
So he'll be like, so these walls, I mean, what's the area behind that look like? I mean, I'm guessing the tunnel is probably at the back, behind those walls a good distance, but is it like covered? Or is it like open up until the mountain face and then the tunnel goes in?
It's open until the mountain face. The fortifications in the front is just a gigantic wall. There is one door that allows people through it, which is that gap that I have here on this map. But the wall itself is solid, about 15 feet thick, as near as we can tell. We're estimating about 60 to 70 feet tall. On the top of it, we've seen very unique devices, which we believe is able to fire off beams or blasts of concentrated magic.
Sound like Mitchell creations.
That is our guess as well.
Huh. So maybe he built in some kind of a default into him like he did the ritual, Eloise.
All that means there is that he's alive.
I'll play into it that he's not a bad guy. These watchtowers, you say there's 30 to 40 with them. What kind of means do we know? How much do we know about them?
From scrying, we've been able to see that it's mostly cult army types. They're camping in tents around the central tower itself. Seems to be more of a watchtower setup than anything else. But enough people. Simple, but with people to defend it.
Yeah, and I'm assuming they have some kind of means of alarms or warning the main people.
No doubt.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't fancy going through all of that, going through the front door. If you can do windwalk, if we can work on that, I say we attack one of these towers. Maybe even the one closest to it. But if we can do that and then just figure a way to scale them, I mean, we'll have to scale the mountain a little bit or find passes to get to where we need to go, but...
Based on this map here, we'd have to take out the two towers, I would assume. Because both of them would have view into the entrance. Plus, that would limit their vision for seeing our army coming to find their army.
But wouldn't it put them on alert that, someone
Not
might
if we
be
can
coming?
take out their towers quietly.
That's going to be the issue. We have to get in there and take care of it before any alarms can be raised. That'll be
remind me,
challenge.
with Windwalk, can we willingly go out and in?
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours.
Takes a minute of concentration to come out.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So it does take some time to come back out again.
Okay, so what we could windwalk to one of the towers, silently take it out, windwalk to another tower, take that one out, and then we're clear to attack in the center.
Miss Eloise, that's a pretty powerful spell, is it not?
Uh-huh.
So you probably can't really do it too many times in a row.
No, but like I said, it lasts 8 hours.
Right, we'd have to get our
I guess we'd have
right.
to... Yeah, we'd have definitely... And then I guess we could go back into it, because it's not concentration, right?
Yeah, and you move super fast, right?
Yeah.
But it sounds like if you're going to use Windwalk and use it to scout around and attack multiple places, you're going to want to get there well within your 8-hour time. So you want to get as close as that you possibly can to the Umbra Spire before you use your spell.
I mean, technically, I can cast it multiple times in a day. Well, no, I can cast it once.
We don't. Yeah, as I say, even if you could, I don't want you burning that much energy.
Yeah, if it's once, then we'll get as close as we can.
I could cast it a second time, but I'd have to up cast, but it doesn't.
We might need that juice for something else.
Yeah, we don't need to upcast something like that. 8 hours should be fine.
So we'll have to do what we can to get as close as possible. So I mean, if I'd say as soon as we're done with this briefing, we head to Ranivika, and then we get on the road to get into the desert.
So you said Ranivika was about 2 days from the Big Spire?
I think it actually might be more than that. Let me look again.
Well, then we could get there, and we could wind walk to get super duper close.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how far is 2 days.
No, my math is off. It would actually be more like 4 days to get to Ranivika for the army to march. For your group, it would be shorter than that. It would be a little more than 2. Just because 5 people moves a lot faster than an army.
Right.
Yeah.
We can teleport closer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ranivika.
Yeah, what did we figure out the speed was for Windwalk?
Well, Windwalk is 300. Your speed becomes 300 feet
per round.
But then if we dash, that's 600 feet per 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? And that's with, so 600 feet per 6 seconds.
Shit,
how many 6 seconds are there in 8 hours?
A shitload.
Yeah. Because there's 10 6 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour. So 600 times 10 times 60 times 8. We could go 2,880,000 feet.
And
in 8 hours.
Right.
How many miles or how many feet are in a mile?
I don't know.
5280.
What?
5280.
5,280. Well, in the metric system, I mean, she is, she is metric. We're imperial, so she does.
Right, but we're going off feet.
D&D is in
feet.
Imperial,
yeah,
so. All right, so we could go 545.5 miles in 8 hours.
Cool. That's a really good distance.
Yeah, when you consider that your average march is like 30 miles in a day.
Yeah. So, how many miles is this
So
far?
yeah, you could very easily get to from Ranivika to the Umbra Spire in probably about 4 to 5 hours.
And that would give us 3 hours to, 3 to 4 hours to.
I'd say at least like 4 hours, so you'd have at least 4 more hours after that.
Okay, so 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 68.4 miles per hour.
So how about, we go to Ranivika. Yeah, we go to Ranivika. We head out as soon as we get there. We camp in the desert. The next morning we wind walk. Well, even more time. Well, not much, but we could probably get out of the desert a pretty good chunk the rest of the day. Rent some horses, camels, whatever.
3 to 4 hours to just deal with the 2 towers, those 2 towers, and get in. I
think we could do that.
Yeah.
In 4 hours, we can cover 273 miles.
If I get a lot more poison, I could dip a lot of arrows, and I could just pick off people individually, one by one, for a little while. And Liam, we could sneak Liam in. You know what? One of you did Veil. You made Eloise invisible where she was casting spells. Think about Liam, fucking invisible, just beat the shit out of people.
For that matter, any of us. really.
Apollyon, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah. Invisibility would be an advantage to anyone,
And
really.
You be quiet while you attack people. Can you hold your
Oh, it
tongue?
is not my natural state, I'll tell you that.
Can we cast silence on just Apollyon, like on something he's wearing, so he couldn't talk?
I don't think it works that way.
I mean, we could just sew his mouth shut, but that seems a little more permanent.
Well, tell you what, you can all start thinking about that.
He
Go ahead.
does have a
Probably
zippered
not
hood
himself.
on his person right now. I'm just
He's gonna
saying.
tear those stitches right open.
Just think about Apollyon fighting cultists with a fucking gimp mask. Oh my god!
Just think about Apollyon fighting,
And a G-string.
holding 10 gimps on leashes.
No, buddy.
No,
I don't want to do that.
Nobody wants to think about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go in and be like, "Go get him."
Matt,
Can't win
don't
walk
let that
many
happen.
people. We can't win walk that many people, buddy. I'm sorry.
I'll put them in the bag of holding. They're really good at holding their breath.
I mean, Vale does have zombies.
As I say,
I thought he was gonna dress up some of the zombies.
What if-
He
what
wants
if we put the
slaves.
zo- can we put the zombies and gimp masks and G-strings? That'd be
Yeah,
great.
that's kind of what I thought too. Jesus. We're going to go on break. It's 8:40,
Yes,
and I don't want to
please.
talk about this anymore. But we'll be back in a little bit. When we come back, we're going to continue to talk about our team's plan and how they want to deal with the cult. So stay tuned. Howdy everybody, we are back, and when we last left off, the Faab Five was discussing with Master Ohm how to fulfill their mission to disrupt the cultist's ritual before it's able to be completed. They know now that they can teleport within a reasonable distance and then wind walk the rest of the way to get there with enough time to possibly hit a couple of the watchtowers before making their way into the main base itself. As the conversation moves along in this direction, Ohms tells you that, well, it definitely sounds like you have a few options to consider before making your final decision. Sounds like you plan on waiting till tomorrow before heading there, which is a good thing too. We are going to be sending out our other operatives within a similar time frame to be making their own ways down. And whoever is able to disrupt the cult's activities, this is a good thing. This gives us time to get the army down there to head off the army of the cult. If we can capture their leadership, Ivik Abir specifically would be a massive blow to the army.
She dies. No capture.
That would also work. He
Wow.
does look at it and he says, I realize what I'm saying. The Ivik Abir is the head priestess of the Church of the Five, but we've now seen where her true loyalties lie. The Church of the Five has been manipulating for countless centuries, and it's no doubt that this cult is behind that. So, if you're unable to, and he looks at Eloise, and kind of gives you a small crinkle-eyed smile. He says, if you're unable to capture a beer and have to use other means, well, there are ways to make people talk even after they're dead.
I'll bring you her head.
What? What? Where did this bloodthirsty Eloise come from? What happened to the sweet and innocent girl? I missed that one.
Hey, I'm all for it. More bloodshed puts us on top and them on the bottom.
God damn it.
As you say that...
I, for one, am looking forward to taking on Auside.
Shit.
Apple, are you a power top?
You know it, baby.
Was that really
Figured.
a question you had to ask? I mean, look at him.
Hey, you never know. I don't make assumptions.
Honestly, I always assumed Apollyon was a switch, but that's me.
Maybe we'll never know.
Anyway, says to you, it sounds as though you have some time to prepare. If you have any other resources that you can gather, if you have any other allies you can help bring to the army, we're taking this as seriously as we possibly can. So feel free to reach out to whomever you're able to. Get whatever resources you can gather, and prepare to make your assault. We will, since you say you'll begin tomorrow morning, that's going to be our timetable. Tomorrow morning, we will assume you are traveling to Ranivika, or wherever you're planning on heading, first thing in the morning, making your way to the Umbra Spire. And we're going to coordinate the rest of our efforts based on that timetable.
Okay.
Very well, everybody. I wish you all Godspeed and the best of luck. And he stands up, and you all do so as well, gathering up your things and making ready to depart. As you're all walking out the door, says, almost as an afterthought, Liam, can I speak with you one moment, please?
Of course, Master.
As I go to walk out, I turn around and I go and give Olm a hug, and I'm like, you look like you need this. And then I'll walk out.
he seems very surprised, and like, y'all know Ohm. He could have stopped this if he wanted to, but he doesn't. He lets Eloise hug him.
Quite the interesting lady, isn't she?
She reminds me of somebody I once knew a very, very long time ago. Look after her, kid. And yourself as well. I know you were once trained by somebody trained by me. And they do still feel a little bit responsible for you because of that. You're heading into some things that are, well, we don't know what we're going to find when you arrive there. But at the very least, I want to make sure that you're fully prepared and ready. As he says that, he walks around the table to that same iron-bound chest he had taken something out a moment before, and he pulls something else that's wrapped in cloth. He says to you, I once knew a man many, many years ago. In fact, he gave me my first drink. He was like us, though different in his own ways. He, you remind me a lot of him. When I knew him, he was stronger than me, if you can believe that. But in his own ways, he came into his own. He unwraps this thing, and it's a simple rod about 5 feet long with a flanged head and then just a long center column. And he says, he was a man who liked to use a lot of different weapons. And couldn't help but notice you like a lot of different weapons as well.
I often have trouble choosing, yes.
Well, with this, you really don't need to.
Oh no.
He shows you that there are 6 buttons along its shaft. He kind of swings it around a little bit and he says, just as is, decent weapon. Pretty powerful. Probably more powerful than anything you've used before. You hit this, shing, a blade extends from the edge. He presses the next button. The blade descends once again,
No.
and instead 2 crescent-shaped blades spring out from either side, making it appear as though it is a battle axe. He presses the third. The crescent-shaped blades go back into the rod, and the rod extends out a good 6 feet long, ending in a spearhead. He presses it again and extends back down into nothing more than a simple rod. And he says, "This has been held by the Conclave for many years, and I expect you'll return it in a good condition."
Yes. Oh, that's great honor. Does this require attunement of any sort, or is it just...
It does require attunement, yes.
Okay. Oh, cool.
But he places it down on the table in front of you and he says, "I know you have your own arsenal of things, and if you prefer to use your own stuff, I certainly would respect that, but this is on a loan, if you care to use it."
Absolutely. Liam will pick it up, get a feel for the weight, and press a couple buttons, almost stab himself once or twice, you know?
Yeah, when you press the 4th button, it turns into a gigantic climbing pole about 50 feet long and actually smashes through the ceiling.
No.
The 5th button turns it into a big, wide cylinder about 5 feet wide that could easily be used as a battering ram. The 6th button, it turns back down, but then it begins hovering in the air, and the head of it points north.
Oh, cool.
What you got there is a rod of lordly might.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. The weapon of all weapons.
Oh, wow.
A pretty sweet item.
I feel like it's the weapon made specifically for Liam, who uses so many freaking weapons.
Yeah, I had to get a special quiver to overcome the carrying encumbrance.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So unfortunately, it didn't. Well, I moved it onto your character sheet, but it didn't add the different attacks.
Okay.
You'll have to do each one.
I'll have to go through and we'll have to go through and do each one individually.
Sure,
and you're going to have to decide what you're going to de-attune from in order to attune to it. But you have yourself a rod of lordly might that is lent to you.
Nice. At the moment, I would have to unattune from the flail.
Yeah, flame liquor.
Yeah.
You can still shout flame liquor.
Oh yeah, I can.
It'll just be, a sword instead.
Okay. Since,
Yeah, the flail doesn't have any pluses to it. It's just a straight roll, so everything on here is going to be better. This is great.
Since Jeremy's not joining us tonight, can we say that Veil had prepared sending for today?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okey-doke. Yay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put it on his sheet that he currently has the sending spell prepared. If he doesn't like it, too bad. I'll just get rid of Sleet Storm for him. Chances are he's not going to use that today anyway, since you're not really doing anything, but you do have time. So if there's anything else you want to accomplish before you head out to face down the Cult of the Dreamer, you have essentially 24 hours to do this.
Yeah, I think Liam's gonna uncontrollably hug Ohm as well after he hands this over to him.
Yeah, he allows this. He kind of pats you on the back a little bit, and he says, "Don't worry, kid. You'll be seeing me again soon."
Right, have to hand it back eventually. Understood.
Don't lose it.
No, I won't lose it. It's just I used to be less honest, and I'd be okay with running away with this thing, and now I know I'm gonna bring it back.
Good. Life is about personal growth. I'm sure your friends are waiting for you, and I've got at least 30 more meetings to get to today, so...
As soon as I hear, I'm sure your friends are waiting for you, I'm going to poke my head back in. I'm just going to say, oh yeah, I still have one booze that we haven't tried yet, so when we succeed, we're going to need to celebrate. And then I close the door and walk away.
We've tried all your booze, haven't we?
Mm-mm.
You hear him call out, "Looking forward to it!" But with that, you all leave Ohm's office, and, well, the world is open to you. Veil does have a teleportation circle spell. If you choose to go to Randy Vika to Master Truss's location, that circle address will be provided to you, but it won't be provided to you unless you say that's where you're heading, because he's a private citizen and he doesn't want everybody to know it. But apart from that, if there's anything else you're wanting to accomplish in the world, now's really the time to do so. So, do you have any other plans?
Once we're back together...
The hunt for 10 worthy slaves begins.
Once we're back together, I'm going to ask if I should try to get in touch with, or if I should ask Veil to get in touch with my affair to see if maybe he wants to join in on this.
On the fight?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Veil will cast the spell for you if you're wanting him to.
Just gonna ask the group if everyone thinks it's something that we should do. Ohm did say if we have any allies to reach out to them, so...
Nobody speak up at once.
Jeepers.
I'm sorry, I'm reading this thing. This has so many cool things to it.
Right? Now you know how it feels.
I got nothing going on.
Okay.
No thoughts, no opinions, nobody?
I guess I sure do have a lot of some fans out there.
I think Eloise was asking, do you all think she should get in touch with Vulcan and see if he can join the army?
Well, I would say if he
absolutely.
he'd have to go with them, because he wouldn't, unless...
Right, yeah, we're pulling out all the stops.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
give him a ring.
send Kozik and say, hey, scrounge up as many of the syndicate as you can and head towards the mountain. I mean, we can do that too. I mean, because it's really kind of an all hands on deck. I mean,
let's do it.
Okay. What message are you wanting Veil to send to Vulcan?
Oh boy. I know Veil is going to heavily edit whatever I tell him to say. Because he's probably not going to want to sound like me. Okay. I can't think like Veil. I can't get inside.
You just tell me what you want him to do, and he'll try to condense. But what message are you wanting to send Vulcan?
Hey there, I know you're super busy trying to find Groot and all, but right now we're about to go on to this we're about to go to this big mountain, and we're gonna go and try and defeat the cult, and we're gonna try and stop them from bringing back the Dreamer, because they're about to perform this ritual and stuff. So if you want to come and join us, then just let us know, because we're running out of time.
Are the words limited on this one?
Yeah, 25 words.
And you got to mountain.
That's why I said I know Vale's gonna edit what I say to him.
Oh. I thought it was coming straight from you. I see.
No, I'm saving the last scroll in case of emergencies.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, hold on a second here.
what's the name of the mountain again?
Umbra Spire.
Umbra Spire.
Okay, so this is the actual message Veil sends Vulcan. Eloise wants your help. Dreamer cult at Umbra Spire. Stop hunting Groot and go to Weston to join army. Join them, or help. It shouldn't have been join. Help them and move troops.
Of course, he turned it into orders. Okay.
Yeah, as I say, that's what I was coming up with. Is like, yeah, we'll make it nice and short. I mean, I guess I can come up with one if he wants to send it to Kozik. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, the response Vulcan gets back, or Veil gets back from Vulcan is, "Hey there, Veil. Good to hear from you, son. I'm under the Cragmire Mountains right now, in the Underdark. Groot is here with me, and..."
And if Vale says that, I'm gonna start like poking him, like, and what, Vale?
See, that would be torture for Vale because she wouldn't let up.
That's all he said.
Oh.
That's short. That's 25.
And means that he wasn't done talking. And what?
He's a druid. He doesn't know that spell.
I think we need to have a sit down and teach you and Vulcan what the spell means.
Basically, I thought, what would Vulcan's Vulcan
it's
do,
gonna be just
and
like
he
her.
would just be like Eloise, yada 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 yada, just having a conversation. Cut off.
It's just gonna be word diarrhea coming out.
Yep.
Just so that just.
I come by it honestly, guys. What can I say?
Okay, so for the next time the next spell is for Kazik. Another sending. Hey Kazik, no, it's not your fight, but Dreamer Army at Umbra Spire. Gather what's left of Syndicate and attack from south. Conclave at Ranivika. Here's the response you get.
I know he's. I don't expect him to gather it up, but I mean.
Are you telling him to attack Ranivika?
Attack the mountain from the south. He's just saying Conclave's at Ranivika.
Okay.
He'll know what he means.
Okay.
But I wouldn't even anticipate him gathering anything, because one, I don't want to put him in harm's way. But it is the end of the world, and potentially, I mean, got to give him some.
Eloise, could you scry on Grood?
Ooh, that's an idea.
You've also
You
never
know,
described
all you waste-
Vulcan.
You know, all of you except Vale wasted a word by saying "hey."
Yep.
Like, sup. Here's the message. What if it
it's
was
more
only
like-
20 words and you had to say "sup"? Here's the message every time.
No, it's more like, hey, Eloise's dad. You know, it's real just like point of fact, you know, it's like, hey, you, kind of said with contempt. He could say it in their minds with contempt, right?
But Vale didn't say hey, he just said
Sure.
Eloise
I know.
wants your help.
If it had been my
that-
message saying, you know, it could be said in contempt in their minds, I'm assuming.
But your dad said that Grood is here, and so if we see there and they're having like stew together, maybe that's a good sign.
Oh, they're
I'm
having
gonna pull
stew,
my
all right.
slime bowl out and pour some water into it and go through the ritual to... Oh wait, no,
Oh.
scrying is not a ritual, is it? Hang on.
Okay, it is not. But the response Vale gets is Syndicate leadership is non-existent. Will bring what I can and head north, but not many allies these days. Taking what risks I can. Be safe.
Aw.
Do I have scrying
Warms his heart a little bit.
prepped? Oh, I do have it prepped! Ha ha ha! Go me! Okay, so I'm gonna
Good
cast
job.
scrying.
Okay, who are you attempting to scry on?
My dad?
Yeah. What if he and Grood have formed a more intimate friendship? Do you really want to potentially look in on that and like interrupt things?
Brothers!
They were herd mates. They were,
I don't
like
care.
brothers.
So Eloise, what is the DC for this?
Doesn't
18.
it get higher if she knows him?
It is.
Oh yeah. Okay, so then
Yeah,
plus
first
5, so
damage.
23.
23. Okay. You look into your bowl, casting your spell, and you see a very strange scene. It's at first
Bet you
dark. There's a fire. Very small, very minimal, with a flame in a color that you know is not really natural to at least the surface. You can see your father sitting cross-legged on a stone. He has a rock in one hand, his belt knife in another, and he seems to be scraping the stone along the blade. Next to him is a bedroll, a small pack that you recognize as his satchel that he always carries with him, which he reaches into, pulls out a small bowl, a small clay bowl, that he sits on the stones near the fire, pours a little bit of water into it, and sprinkles some herbs into the bowl. You hear a bit of shuffling and scraping after about 3 or 4 minutes of watching this. You see your father look up towards behind him. His eyes go wide and he nods for a moment and then turns back to the clay pot as another figure, larger, steps into view, or kind of steps into view. Once he's clear into your range of vision, you notice that he's limping. And at first you're not sure why, but as it moves, the figure that you very clearly recognize to be Grood, he kind of hobbles over to the fire, kneels down, and you realize that in place of his leg is nothing more than a gnarled tree branch that has been cut down and tied to his leg, the straps of his thigh, with rope. Seems to be missing his right leg from the knee down. You see him sling a bag over his shoulder and pour it down onto the ground, and you see a variety of mushrooms, big and small, some like just nothing more than a cap that's about the size of someone's head. Grood seems to be moving these things around, and as he looks up and towards your father, you can see that his face is very mangled. Large scratches over the side of his face, one eye missing. But you also see him smile, at least a little bit towards him, in a... You would, if it was on anyone else's face, you would think it was almost friendly. You hear your father's voice. Well, that doesn't look too bad right there. You wouldn't believe this. You know that dark elf that came and confronted y'all? Well, I just got a message from him. Sounds like they're going up against that cult that I was telling y'all about. At which point, your vision is pulled back away.
He's discussing it with Grood. Maybe they'll come. Maybe they'll come.
And they weren't fighting.
No. Oh, okay. So Grood's missing a leg, and my dad's got scratches on his face, so I think they did fight, but I think they're good now.
Missing a leg? Oh, boy, I'd like to see that.
Maybe we will. Let's give it a few minutes, and then maybe we can message him again and ask what they decided. And also warn him that he only has 25 words.
Very good use of scrying right there.
Scrying's been used a lot in this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
And you've got druids on your team.
Yep, pretty much. But with that,
have we scryed on Mitchell for a while?
We got blocked, remember?
He's got the necklace that blocks scrying.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What if he lost it?
I tried scrying, and it was just black. It couldn't connect.
Dang.
Yeah. Because then I used the one scroll to send him a message last night. And he's alive. I heard him tell Abir that he received a message. So, he's still alive.
Well, that's something. We'll find a way to, as you put it, take Abir's head.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure Mitchell's okay.
Maybe if we can maybe just tell him that a Gaius has been cast on him and that I can cure him of it. Maybe he'll let me do that and then he won't try to fight us.
I mean,
But
we
maybe
may
he'll help
have
us
to
fight Avier.
force him to take the cure, but well, it'll work. It'll work. Probably. Most likely, it'll work.
I wonder if I can, hang on. I need to think about my Greater Restoration spell. Okay. So, good news is, if I can get close enough to him, and I mean, right beside him or on top of him or whatever, then I can glitter bomb him with the diamond dust and cast a spell. It's instantaneous.
Well,
So we just
then
need
if
to be
you-
able to get me close.
well, that would be part of the Windwalk then. Hopefully, you could appear right next to him. And I'll make sure Avier is pleasantly entertained.
What?
Okay. That's my priority during this. If we find Mitchell, I'm going to be looking for him.
Alright, game plan.
I wonder if I have something that can help me find him even without scrying. Guess I could try to divine it.
I have something that can point north. I don't think that helps here.
What's the difference between these two?
Between what and what?
Oh no, that one is only for the next 30 minutes. That one's for the next 7 days. Okay. A single question about a specific goal.
Going through that head of yours. You look like you're planning something.
I'm thinking about something.
You guys think I should try to contact my father?
Do you think he'll help?
Are we sure
It's worth a
he's
shot.
not
I
a
thought-
member of the Dreamer Army?
It's worth a shot.
A tear rolls down Polly's.
And that one sounds about right.
Apple, are you okay?
Yeah, I just live in constant disappointment.
What? What's disappointing?
My daddy never even played catch with me. We could have rolled around the heads of our enemies together, but he just sent me on my way. Probably because he was pissed you guys ripped him off. Whatever.
That big blue dragon's your dad?
Yeah?
Deception check, Apollyon.
Another one.
Another one.
Woo!
Insight check, Eloise.
11.
Insight.
No. No.
No?
No.
Maybe more like a daddy, you know?
Oh, that kind. Do you think he would help? Isn't he related to Abier? Because doesn't she have like a whole thing with blue dragons? What if he's already helping her?
Oh, shit. It's okay, I wouldn't know how to contact him anyway. Right? He didn't ever, like, give me, like, a talisman or any kind of shit like that to contact him, right?
No, not at all. I mean, Veil has the sending spell, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Veil saw him.
Can you just say any person's name with the sending spell? Regardless of whether you know them or not?
I think you have to be at least somewhat familiar with them. Let's see. You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar. So, Veil's like slightly familiar with the Zaim.
I mean, we saw all those statues and paintings of him, and then we saw him while we were watching you guys fight. And then we saw him turn into the giant blue dragon. So,
Can't hear
depending on what your definition.
Yep, and we talked too.
Did we actually see him transform into it? Or
I mean, we
None
saw
of
him
you
flying
did.
over top of the
Yeah.
city.
we just... Well, we don't know.
Yeah, you just
him.
saw the dragon.
So, yeah,
Apollyon would have to
Apollyon
tell us
saw that, but the rest of you saw the Zaim, then saw the Zaim
Oh.
disappear with Apollyon, then...
Shadows.
Shadows
told
you.
us about it. Yeah, he
Yeah.
told us about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think it's a great idea to call him.
Yeah, he might kill us.
And he might warn the other side, so...
I mean, in all fairness, you did rob his vault.
Don't know what
Right.
you're
So
talking about.
was us?
We don't really have any favor tokens to call in.
I didn't rob anybody.
Am I
Oh,
actually
sorry,
carrying
bro.
anything of his?
You got an amulet, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
Wasn't it like a...
Didn't you get like a scarab or something?
Yes.
No,
it was
Liam
scarab.
gave me that.
Yeah,
That's where he got it from.
we got it from...
Liam wasn't in the vault. Liam was...
No.
We got it...
I
got
gave
that
you,
from the vault.
a tree token brooch, like a tree brooch. It's like a one-time tree planted in type thing.
Oh, yeah, the
No.
acorn thing.
Yeah.
I know we got the scarab from
Oh, okay, well
Yeah.
then...
Maybe.
Heist Crew. Hold on, Vault Kitties. I know there's a list. Heist Pot, aka where the fuck is the Dream Root? Hold on. Eloise, yep. You got diamonds, potions, and a scarab.
Yeah, I know I took diamonds, but I've already turned those into dust.
Yeah, I'm currently wearing the necklace that I got from that heist.
Yeah, it's like a feather. No, it helps your boat, right?
No, the fireball necklace, bro.
Oh.
The boat
we
he
get
got from the Zaim for winning the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no, it'd be a bad idea to contact your daddy, buddy.
Yeah, we got a
Sorry.
fan to make a boat go faster, but we don't have need for boat right now, so...
Maybe when we're all done with this, we can find your daddy again, buddy. And he won't kill us. Because we
Maybe.
won't have the items we stole from him. On us.
The Debauchery Circus keep telling me they really, 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 really want to fight that dragon.
Oh, please let them. I mean, they fucking left their party.
Oh, that would be
and the
sick.
rogue went down a path and ended up getting half the party killed. Please let them fight that dragon. I want to watch a TPK. I've never seen one.
Let's stick to our game for now.
But
okay.
but I mean, you have 24 hours. You gotta be wherever you're gonna teleport to Windwalk in the morning. But you do have time. So if there's any places you need to go, any things you want to gather up, and anyone else you want to talk to, now's really the time to do so.
I want to get into like that courtyard that Eloise went to and concentrate on this new weapon. Get my attunement on and unattuned from the flame tongue flail.
Yeah, absolutely. The courtyard is open. There's not a lot of people milling about these days. Anyone from the Conclave is busy with preparations for this war that's about to happen. So you can very easily go and find yourself a quiet corner. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Liam spends that time like concentrating on this thing, kind of feeling it out and memorizing the button placements and stuff like that and getting used to the weight. And once he finishes attuning to it, he first pulls out the blade, not realizing the difference in attunement. And as he pulls out the blade, he startles himself immediately because it lights up on fire.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
So that takes a moment of awe and gasp from Liam as he sees that, but then he starts his routine of, I've got a new weapon, I'm going to do this fun thing, and the fun thing about this is with a bonus action, I can change weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a whole new set of bonus actions that I can use, and so in this flurry, he goes from stabbing and slicing with this two-handed grip into the axe where like he starts flipping and bringing the axe down overhead and then using it in ways to swing around and balance himself and stuff like that, and ends the flurry with extending the spear out like as far as it can go, and each one of these weapons lights up on fire as he does this demonstration here. And I'd like to use my inspiration to roll advantage on this performance here.
I love it. Go for it.
All right. Dun. A 22.
You're moving through the courtyard, switching between weapon to weapon to weapon as you go through this long choreography of moves and blows. As you complete it, and that flaming blade is in your hands once again, you glance up and you see Master Ohm walking by with a handful of people who you recognize to be the heads of the various conclaves throughout Loroupa. They're all having this conversation, but you just look up and you see Master Ohm walking there, and he pauses for a moment, stopping in his tracks, glances over at you, looks at you, and he gives you a nod.
I put the blade away and give a full bow back to him.
He seems to be nodding his head like, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. He turns back to his people. They all continue to walk and converse, but you definitely feel inspired by this performance, so you're going to have just a generic point of inspiration from impressing Master O.
Sweet.
Go ahead, Eloise.
Is there anyone at this conclave location who is particularly well-versed in potion making?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of people. If you ask the counter, they will tell you that there's an entire division dedicated to studying and making potions here in the Conclave.
Where do I find them? That division.
They give you directions. It's on the 4th floor in the R&D department, and you kind of have to go through a few hallways to get to there. But you are led to a large room, wall-to-wall shelves of nothing but ingredients. There are 4 tables stacked along the middle of the room, each with its own cauldron, and each with at least 2 members of the Conclave in lab coats and goggles and things of that nature, working on various projects throughout the room. One of them sees you and steps forward, a little gnome woman, dark hair tied up in a bun, wearing a coat and gloves, and she pulls goggles up over her forehead and she says, yes, can I help you?
Hi, and I'm gonna kind of walk over to, like, if there's a side table or something, and pull out my giant potion cookbook and, like, put it down. And I'm like, I found this really cool potion that my friend helped me translate. It's apparently a potion for wild magic, and I was just wondering, like, do potions always need to be consumed, or can you kind of, like, you know, throw them at people and still have it work?
Well, that's a very interesting question. And as she's saying this, another person from the other side of the room calls out, well, what about an aerosolized potion? She looks at, what's that? Oh, yeah! You know, if you aerosolize the potion and compress it and feed it through a glass tube and stopper that, you've basically created an aerosolized grenade that would be dispersed, and as long as they inhale it, the effect should happen. Now you would have to you would have to distill it down really, really hard and make it so that it's a much more higher potency, because they have to breathe in enough of it. But theoretically, that should probably work.
Okay, I'm gonna open up the cookbook to the wild magic potion that Liam translated for me. What are the chances that we can make that happen with this potion in the next 18 hours?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay. Oh, it was almost an 18!
Oh, jeez.
They all kind of look at you and say, in 18 hours? Oh my god, a potion like this would take at least double that to even make by itself. And then we have to distill it down, and then we have to aerosolize it. We're talking a week at least.
Dang it, so I can't even just make the potion for us in enough time. Shit. Okay, well, let me see. What other potions do I have?
Yeah, that's a problem with potions by their very nature. They take time to produce. If you're looking for something that has just effects and things like that, what you really need is like a magical wand.
Well, dang it. If I had known that, I could have started on this potion yesterday. Dang it. Okay, fine, never mind.
As you're saying that, another wizard comes walking into the room, and they kind of ask what's going on here. The description is given to them, and they're like, well, why don't you just try to cast a spell to increase the speed? Wouldn't that work in about half the time?
Do I have a speed spell? I can enlarge and reduce. I can make things bigger and smaller. I don't think I can make things faster.
Well, if you know anybody who can make things faster...
No! I don't know if that's something Veil can do.
Looking at
I think
Veil
he's talking
sheet.
about the haste spell.
Which Veil does not seem to know.
We have some potions of speed.
Yeah, but we're gonna need those.
True.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of... Yeah, he does not... I don't see the haste spell on here at all. It's a 3rd level spell. It's not on this list. Well, this is an interesting idea, and if you'll leave us this recipe, at the very least, we can start working on it so that next time you're here, we'll have some.
We're gonna be gone to the Umbra Spire tomorrow, so there's no tomorrow morning, so there's no point.
Okay, well, fair enough. If you ever get the time to be able to do it, it could probably work.
Yeah. Okay. I'll slam my book closed, put it back in my pack. Bye!
Well, bye. Do you have anything else that your group's wanting to accomplish before heading out?
No.
Do I by any chance find the wine and book in my pack?
Oh, that's...
Or did he hide it so well that I can't find
no.
it with the 40?
You know, I kind of forgot about that. I suppose it depends on... Because he just basically put it in your pack. So how long would it take for you to go through your pack looking for something?
I guess nightly I'd go through the pack at the end of the day.
At least go in there to get a change of clothes or something like that? Sure.
Yeah.
So probably towards the end of the evening would be you're all just kind of in one of the barracks or whatever, and you start rummaging through your pack looking for a pair of clean pants, and go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Sure. Let me turn advantage off.
A little higher, a bard or two to come in and...
Oh. Investigation, one of my best modifiers. A 5.
I wanted you to roll a 10, so no, that night you don't actually find it.
Sounds about right.
Good lord.
Just somewhere at the bottom of your pack.
The Conclave wouldn't know where I could get 10 sex slaves real quick, would they?
Whoa! Shit.
I mean, I imagine Apollyon would just walk up and ask.
Yeah, that's what I spend the day doing. I walk up and ask every single person, and I'll try to seduce them and be like, "Hey, want to be a sex slave? It's fun."
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage?
Don't say slave, say, enthusiast.
I mean, you should really, if you're asking that...
Yeah, I'll use all the colorful language that I know.
You gotta go with, it's the end of the world scenario.
I'm just gonna kind of lean over and be like, why do you think Apollyon's so focused on this right now?
Damn, over 19.
I'm not really sure. I don't really care for slaves all that much, of any kind.
Yeah, with a 5 Apollyon, most people are really, not only turned off, but kind of, weirded out by your questioning. One person says, if you're looking for slaves, the only place it's legal is the Margarden Federation. And... if you're just asking if people are into bondage...
No, I'm not talking about anything like that. Yeah. willing slaves
Not in an
that
institute.
yearn for adventure and pain.
Yeah, no.
The only word is wow.
But you can go away now.
I just want to have an entourage like Mr. Veil.
Oh my god.
They're like, kind of backing up and walking away at this point with a 5.
Well, damn. I guess I'll just sharpen my trident or some shit.
Wow.
I've given you plenty of opportunities, Blood, and I'm really disappointed that you haven't said, "Hey, I want to go get my hidden blade that I've had working on."
I'm not gonna end up taking it from the guy because he made a deal. He's gonna honor the deal.
Okay.
So he's not gonna go take it.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I thought you send a message to fuck
Well,
Laurel?
maybe to fuck Laurel, but I mean, he's not in Ranny Vika. He was in Morag.
He is in Morag. I'm just saying that you sent a message to him to work on another one. If you wanted to go pick it up, you could.
I mean, who's gonna? I guess we can if somebody's. Does he have to pay someone to do the spell to get him there to get him back?
I mean
that.
You got to go to Morag to get it. You would have to talk Veil into taking you, but
I guess, do I need to persuade Veil?
There is a Conclave site inside Morag.
But is somebody going to spend a spell to send him there? Is the thing.
Oh, I think Veil needs a certain amount of time to cast his spell too, so you might want to see how long that is.
If he could get somebody to send him there, if he could message and say, did it get made?
I think it just takes a minute. We thought it was more, but it takes like a minute or something.
Yeah, it does not take long to cast Teleportation Circle. It's literally 1 minute.
No, not that. The spell that Veil wants to cast. It's called like Make Magin or something.
That one.
Create Magin. Yeah, that's what he wanted the components for.
Yeah.
So that takes an hour.
He'll find. Then I guess he could find someone if they'd send him to Morag.
Was he planning on doing that during our downtime? I guess that would be a good use of the time. He's got all the components now.
I'll allow Veil to do that as a retcon. If when we gather up next week, we've only got like 7 minutes left. I'm just
if he could get the time, if somebody could send him there, he would. He'd spend a little bit of time going to Morag on his own and to get that to come back because he's not wanted in Morag.
No,
Liam's wanted in Morag. Or Liam can't ever return under penalty of being arrested.
Liam's got a lot of places he can't return to.
This is true. But you, Veil, or Blood, you could very easily request a teleport because you're working with the Conclave right now. And I did say their resources are open to your group.
Yeah, then I guess he'll start doing that. He'll ask them if somebody could send him there and he'd go get it. Maybe pick up some of those mushroom candies for Eloise.
Okay. Well, I don't remember what was the price I set for the blade.
I believe it was $2,000.
That sounds about right.
Hey, while you're in Morag, send word to Elvis Presslor. See if he can help us.
Didn't most of his people get killed? Didn't your boss kill his people?
People die, people get replaced. We've discussed this.
If I can get a chance, I will pass on the message. I'm sure with the city of Morag, I think that government, I do believe, the Doran Empire is helping. The leader was here. So maybe he's already involved in some manner.
Well, it is not difficult to get teleported to Morag, while the rest of the team is doing, Apollyon's asking people to be his sex slave, and
Fucking
Liam's
hell.
playing
Yeah.
with his new weapon, and Eloise is talking to the potion makers and all that. You could have very easily teleported to Morag, spent the few hours it takes to travel to Fucklerall's location, and it's been a few weeks since you've been there, so your hidden blade is finished.
Mhm.
The basic device cost $2,000. For a +1 attachment, a blade that does +1 would be an additional 1,000 gold.
Okay.
He tells you he got 2 others enchanted. He has a +1 enchanted, he has a +2 enchanted, and he has one that specifically does poison damage.
You still had a sweet talking girl, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What kind of poison damage we talking here?
He tells you it does a significant amount of damage. For mechanics purposes, this is a 2d6. It's just a basic weapon damage, a 1d4 dagger, but it does an additional 2d6 poison damage.
And I like that, because I got to think a lot of if going through these little forts, he's going to be trying to almost kind of, I don't know if you would do coup de grace on people, like walking up and like actually just slitting their throat if you'd let them, or if you would have to do so much damage it kills them. I don't know how.
I mean, if you can sneak up on them, you've got the assassinate ability.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't think we've ever actually really played that out and asked that question.
Honestly, I think you've made maybe 2 melee attacks during the entire campaign.
I'd say it's sneaking in and trying to kill people is a different thing, though. If we're gonna try that, but we can talk about that later. But yeah, he'll take the poison one.
There's an actual mechanic involved. So with the addition of the $2,000 for the base weapon, for the addition of the blade that does the poison damage, it would be an additional $5,000.
Okay,
So
I've
7
got
total.
it. I've got that. All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's go for it. Let's do the poison one.
Yeah, go for it. It's a base D4 plus 2d6 poison.
Yeah.
It will work with your dexterity too, so not instead of strength. And the cool thing about this one is it does not require attunement.
You really know how to sweet talk a girl, don't you? Oof. Alright, yeah.
How much for the candy?
Oh yeah, did he have any mushroom candies?
He does have 6 mushroom candies.
Would he just toss those in? Since I just gave him $7,000.
He'll for 10 gold. It's yours.
All right, yeah, he'll do that, and then. Oh God, now I got to slip him into. But we're going into a huge fight. Do I really want her high?
You can always save it for afterwards for the celebration.
Maybe I could dose her and Liam, and then the book just shows up. Because apparently Liam's not gonna fucking find it.
Not with a 5. I mean, fuck! I wanted you to roll a 10!
I've got a -1. If you had said almost any other roll than investigation.
Oh well, next time.
Alright, yeah, no, that's sweet.
It's fine. It's 10 o'clock anyway. With that, Blood is able to teleport back to meet up with the group once again. Veil, I know, is going to have some things he's going to want to do to, raise whatever it is he needs to raise. But one more long rest happens, or at least it will be whenever you decide where it is you're going to teleport to. So I'm going to allow you to teleport to where you're wanting to teleport, then you get your long rest, then you're heading to the Umbra Spire. And that's where we're going to pick up next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back next week at 7 o'clock to find out what happens when the Faab Five actually head to the Umbra Spire to confront the Cult of the Dreamer directly. It should be a lot of fun.
Chaos.
So, on behalf of everyone here in the Faab Five and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Peace.
Yeah.